This podcast was brought to you by Uncle Geeb Productions. Hey guys, and welcome everyone to the Drip G Podcast. I am your host, Uncle Geeb, and with me is host Drip Media Gaming. We record this podcast live every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can listen to this podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, or anywhere you can find a podcast. You can also become a member of this YouTube channel. Make sure to get extra podcast Drip. Podcast content every single month, Drip. How you doing this week, man? We got a direct this morning.
We did.
Oh no!
I'm sorry. I had gotten ahead of myself with my words.
It's okay. Yeah, we did have a direct. We had one. Listen, I'm gonna start right now and say this. Like, there are so many people all upset and pissy about this direct. But let me ask all of those people a very serious question. What did you expect? Like, seriously, what did you actually expect?
Well, Drip, I feel like they expected a list that is somewhat similar to the one that you and I made yesterday and made a whole podcast on. If you guys missed that episode.
I will agree. There are some things on this list that I am surprised that weren't there. But
yeah, overall,
with what we've been hearing and what's probably happening, what did you expect? Like, come on.
Dude, you and I called this 3 months ago. Not that we called it, but like, it's clear what's going on.
Yes.
And 3 months ago, we were like, things are going to start slowing down. We're going to see more ports and remakes. And, you know, this is obvious to you and I, but apparently a lot of the people in the world thought that we were going to get everything today. And it's just, listen, guys, it's that time. But again,
unrealistic expectations.
Exactly. We'll get to that stuff in a minute. But yeah, Drip. Go ahead.
Just everybody being upset, I guess. I don't know.
People just need reasons to be upset for some reason. Some people just can't be happy. Some people need reasons to be happy. Some people need reasons to be upset. It's like, come on, guys. But anyway, Drip, I feel like we're going to skip beer of the week this week. We got nothing cool going on for the beer
Bush
this week.
Peach.
Yeah, Bush Peach as well. But I think we should start off right off the bat. We should start tonight off with the list that you made, more specifically yesterday, because there's a ton going on there, Drip. But I want you to hit that music, my dude.
Okay, I will do that. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do it quick. We're gonna run down. We're gonna see who won our little game from yesterday. If you weren't here yesterday, Geeb and I made a list of a bunch of just as many games as I could think of that might be at the direct. We said yes or no. There were some extra questions on each. So we're going to go down the list and we're going to see who gets a point in each one of these. And at the end, I will tally them up very quickly. We're going to start. Gotham Knights.
Yes.
We did not see it.
I believe I took that.
You said no.
Oh, I said no.
Jeeb gets the point for that one.
And you said yes?
I said yes.
Ooh, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about that. All right.
Okay, F-Zero GX.
Yep.
We both said yes to that, so neither of us get a point there.
Damn.
F-Zero 99. I said yes. Jeeb said no.
Oh no!
So we're tied up, 1-1.
All right.
A new Mario Party. We both said no. So we're good there. I'm just going to void that out, right? I don't need to add points to it, or do you want me to add the points that we both got?
Void the points. It cancels out.
Void the points. Okay. Mario Party 3 on 64. We both got it wrong. So no points.
No.
We both said yes to that, which is weird. I really thought we were going to see those games.
Yeah, that's super weird.
1080, the other one that they told us about, the 64 game.
Yep.
Didn't see that either. We both said yes to that.
All right.
Points void. New 64 games. I said yes. You said no. Point to Jeeb on that one.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Peach game. We both said yes. Points void out. Extra points. 2 extra points here.
Okay.
Name and date.
We got
a name.
And we got a date.
Did we get a date?
We did.
Did we get a date?
Peach, right?
We did get a date.
Yeah, we did.
So,
what is that date, Drip? That date.
I get 2 extra points. That date is March 22nd.
Okay.
I got 2 points because I said yes to both.
And I said yes to only one.
Yes to a name, no to a date. So you get 1 point.
Okay, that's fair. That's fine. I'm okay with that.
You get a point for this one. Mario versus Donkey Kong game. You said yes. I said
yes.
no. got a point there. A DK game. I said no with a point.
Oh, no.
You said yes. No point.
Oh, wait. So you got it right and I got it wrong.
No. You got the DK versus Mario. And then we
Yeah.
talked about a specific DK game. You said yes to that as well.
Oh, so I just get no point and you get no point.
No, I said no, there would not be, so I get a point for that.
No, that's an extra point. You don't get that point unless you get the first part right. That's how we were doing.
No. That's
Yeah.
not what this is. This is two separate questions.
Oh, that doesn't count. This doesn't count as two questions.
Okay,
That's
whoa.
bullshit.
Yes, it does.
No.
You can go back and look at the conversation. These are two separate games we're talking about. We're talking about a Mario versus DK game,
Yeah.
and then we're talking about. Then we had a whole conversation about a 2D Donkey Kong or a 3D Donkey Kong. Two separate games.
And you said there would be no Donkey Kong.
I said no. You said yes.
No to what was the question? I'm trying to get my points right here. So you said no to what? What is the exact
you
question?
got a point for Mario
I get
versus
it.
Donkey
The second
Kong.
question there. What
But
was
you
the
said
question?
there would also be another DK game.
Oh, and then you said there would not be another.
I said
DK
there would
game.
not be.
Okay,
So
fair
I got
enough.
a point.
I get it.
You did not.
Got it.
This one's void because you didn't get it right, but would it be 3D or 2D? You said it would be 2D, but it doesn't matter. It just
no.
washes out.
Yeah.
Smash Brothers. There was Smash Brothers info. We both got that right. We did say yes to that.
Yeah.
Now,
I was
extra
very
points.
hold on, Drip. I was very optimistic with my going forward with these guesses.
You were.
I was very
Some of these-
optimistic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Some
going
of these
for
were
it.
wild. Okay. So for the extra point on this one, you could pick one of the following. What are they going to talk about with Smash? It was either Amiibos, the Pro controller going back in stock, the GameCube controller going back in stock, a new fighter, I said Amiibos, or the 64 game coming to NSO.
Yeah.
I took Amiibos. I got that right. Point for me. You said 64. No point for you there.
Oh, no.
Animal Crossing. We both said no to that. Was there Animal Crossing?
No Animal Crossing. No, not that I remember. No mention.
Okay, Mario Kart. Oh, okay. Mario Kart Wave 6. We both said yes to that.
Of
Cancels
course.
out. Splatoon 3 DLC, which I said no to. Jeeb said yes.
Oh, no.
You did get that one right.
Yeah. Oh, this is close. This is very
and this
close.
is sad. This is sad. And I want to have a conversation about this for a second before we
Yeah.
get into it. GameCube Shadow Drop. We
Yeah.
did not get a GameCube
We did
Shadow
not. There's a
Drop.
first direct and two directs.
And I
that we
said
didn't get a
last night,
GameCube
if
Shadow
we
Drop.
don't, I'm going to be disappointed. And I am disappointed. How are you going to do that twice in a row and
Yeah.
then not give us one? Like, whatever. All right, we
Rough.
both said yes to that.
All
We
right.
both said yes. Then we both guessed. Doesn't matter. Didn't
Yeah.
happen. Cancels.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now we get to the Metroid stuff.
Yep.
Prime 2 and 3. You said yes. I said no. Point for me.
Fuck.
Oh, no.
Prime 4, you also said yes. I said no. Point
Very
for me.
optimistic here.
Yeah. Anything Zelda.
Yeah,
we both said yes. Technically,
Technically, we got the
were
amiibo.
both right.
Yeah.
Technically, we're both right. They did show Amiibo. So we got that right. That cancels. This was an extra question. If they show Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, if it's just one, which will it be? They didn't.
Yeah.
Silk Song. You
No.
said yes.
Fuck.
I said no.
Oh.
Now this is where we both started.
You just took it away though. The game's over.
Maybe. Okay. Mario Wonder Amiibo. We both said yes, didn't get it. That is upsetting. That's really upsetting.
Very upsetting.
How are we not getting?
I have no idea.
Mario amiibo
What in the
shaped
world is
like an
Nintendo
elephant.
doing? Like, do they need every single ounce of resin to print the Switch too? Like,
come on.
Like, come on, man. They gave
I
us.
know,
They
I
gave
know.
us 2 Xenoblade. No offense to Xenoblade fans. No offense. They gave
Yeah,
us 2
2 Zika.
Xenoblade. No, for no
we
reason.
Can't get
no
an elephant
reason
Mario.
at
I
all.
don't like it. I don't like it.
But the new Mario game is
Mario RPG. We said yes to that. Cancels. We did see Mario RPG. New NSO console. We both said no to that. We were correct. Now this is where it gets off the rails a little bit here. Star Fox. This is where we were throwing up Hail Marys
Yeah.
just in case. Star Fox. I said no. I get a point because you said yes.
No, these are the Hail Marys. These don't count toward the totals.
They don't.
These are if they were correct. you get a point. But if they were Hail Marys, they were not to be given a point for wrong or wrong answers. Only for if it actually happened.
I thought the only one that didn't count was the Switch 2 one.
No. All of the Hail Marys. Because I gave a ridiculous.
Dude, I gave a
ridiculous. No.
Either way, let me look real quick.
Can we agree that you don't get a point for it because they were the Hail Marys? Come on. I think we did that yesterday. I think we made that rule yesterday. We're very serious.
I don't think we did.
I'm pretty sure we did. That's the way I understood it.
Let me look at these.
That's the way I understood it. Don't be tallying up your own points, Steve.
I'm just seeing what I would get a point out of this if we take them.
Yeah, we can't take them.
And I want that to be known because I want somebody to go back and see.
Listen,
the only one we said
if
we
it's a tie game, you'll get the tiebreaker. How about that?
That's fair.
Okay.
With the Hail Marys. Okay, so this Star Fox point does not count. I'm going to mark that out. Okay, here we go.
All right.
Totals are, let's see, we're going to go with G.
Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can pull up a drum roll sound real fast. Wait. Hold on. I'm going to get a drum roll sound, make this an official podcast.
Oh, I got to count them up. Hold on.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Well, don't count them out loud because then it gives it away. Okay, Drip is counting. He's looking very intently at the list. We're gonna find out any moment now. And Drip, you just let me know when you're done counting. You just go ahead and fade that music out, and I'm gonna start.
I'm getting my number now.
Okay, beautiful. So once you're done counting there, I'm gonna go ahead and play this drum roll sound. And when this drum roll sound plays, we're gonna know once and for all who is the winner from yesterday's random game that we made up on the fly. Actually, no, we didn't on the fly. We did this one other time, if I'm not mistaken. Counting's gonna take a while. Yeah, it's gonna take a while, Drip. Or Alex, he's
I do want to listen. The count is done.
Okay.
I want to go back and I want to do a recount to make sure everything is correct.
Okay, recount's fair. That's a fair. I grant your recount. Let's read some comments while we're here. Sorry, audio people. When I think you meant Wind Waker would have been cool. Of course, it would have been cool. Yeah, there we go. Wind Waker. Not a bad direct, Tony says, but disappointed about no Wind Waker. I thought it was the right time. I agree, Tony. But as we said yesterday's episode, it was either going to be yesterday or never. And I don't think those games are coming to Switch.
Count is correct.
All right, fade it out. Fade it out, Drip. Rolling.
The winner, with a score of 8 points to 5 points, is me.
Yay!
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I went very ambitious later on in the game there, and listen, I was playing for funsies. I've yet to win one of these games. I don't want anybody to forget about that because everyone needs to hold that against me because you're
gonna win one someday.
I have a higher standard for myself than the games would suggest. I expect myself to win everything. When I lose, it's devastating, and I want to cry, and I stay in bed for 4 days. This is the life of a Philly sports fan. Okay,
I have to bring something else up too.
Yeah, feel free.
Last night there was talk at the end of the podcast about the loser having to do a specific thing that our good friend Alex from Switch Corner said he would actually pay for. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that was next week on the podcast. The loser has to wear a Princess Peach dress. I do believe that's what that was.
Well, I couldn't hear you. What'd you say? I couldn't hear you.
You there, Geeb? Are you there? I don't see you.
I couldn't hear it. What'd you say? Huh?
Are you there?
What?
You there?
Huh?
Yeah.
What? I'm sorry. I completely missed what
Princess Peach
said.
dress.
Huh?
I'm pretty sure is what the loser has to wear next week. Alex said he'd pay for it. I believe that you agreed to that.
I don't have a memory.
We'll check the tape.
I don't
check the tape.
I don't have a memory of this whatsoever. I don't know.
It's on the internet. It's on the internet.
What? What's the internet?
I'll check that. I'll check the tape. But
is that like podcasts, but like digital? I don't know.
It's on the internet. We'll check the tape. We'll check the tape. All right, but that's the game. Yeah. I'm still undefeated. I mean, we do have a tie. You did tie me once.
Yeah, we did tie once. What did we tie on?
We tied because neither of us got anything because our list was wrong. It was the last direct.
The last direct, yeah.
It was the last direct because
we tied failure.
Just like this one.
No, we didn't tie, dude. We both lost. That's how that works.
No, we both lost. Yeah, I mean, it was a tied it was a tied loss. But that's the thing. Just like the last one, this direct is very similar to that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Hard to predict because we're so close to the end. Like, what are they going to do at the end? Like, are they really going to give us stuff? And I think now, with what we saw today, we know the answer to that is no. We're not getting anything else special on the Switch.
Well, hold on, Drip. You're getting way ahead of yourself here because we're going to get there later. And next thing we're going to talk about, guys, we're going to actually talk about we're going to get there, Drip. Just hold your horses.
Yeah, I know we're going to get there.
But we have something to do before that, Drip.
We do.
I'm a loser. Unfortunately, Drip, I'm a loser. But you know who isn't a loser?
Me.
Leaf in Bed. Leaf in Bed.
Leaf in Bed too.
Is not a loser, guys. If you haven't heard about Leaf in Bed is a gardening, coaching, consulting partner. Drip, you and I spend a lot of times looking at our screens every day. We're big gamers over here, but sometimes it's kind of nice to get outside and touch a little bit of the grasses, smell the flowers. You know, I'm sure you got plants in your house, even, dude.
Yeah, I don't have to go outside to do it.
You don't have to go outside, and that's kind of cool. Leaf in Bed helps you out with that. But whether you're in college, you got your college dorm situation, you got an apartment, or you live in your own home with a full garden in the back, you probably thought about having plants in your home, or like maybe even putting some out in your front yard or whatever. You probably thought about the idea. It's nice to have them around. But having the stuff, getting the information online to take care of those plants, what plants to get for your house, what's going to be right, what's not going to die in your biome where you live. Like, taking the time, it takes too much time, I should say, to really gather the information online. But that is actually where Leaf in Bed specializes. Leaf in Bed can help you keep track. I'm sorry, I messed up the ad. But searching on information can take a long time. But Leaf in Bed can help you out with that. You can get some coaching sessions with Leaf in Bed. They can teach you new gardening skills and how to maintain what you have or what you want to get. They offer consultations to plan and design projects with your gardening partner. Custom services are available for unique projects and ideas. Drip, I know you have firsthand experience with not only having plants in your house, but Leaf in Bed themselves. Feel free to let us know about your experiences with your plants and with Leaf in Bed.
Yeah, it's been great. Honestly, it has been great so far. So I've still just done the one because we didn't get to it earlier in this week, but my second one is tomorrow, and we are actually repotting on video. We are repotting some plants of mine. We're going to figure out what we need to do with the soil, drainage, all the good stuff. We're going to figure it all out, make sure this plant is as happy as it can be. And it's honestly things that I have struggled with. And I can tell you right now, I know that a lot of them up there are potted wrong. But tomorrow, I'm going to learn exactly what I need to do, so I don't have to worry about it anymore. I've learned, just in the short time that I've been doing this, it's been great. And I have 2 more weeks left, so I'm excited. Tomorrow's going to be cool. We're doing that. And there's lots of other things we're going to be doing too. It's not just talking about your plants. There's lots more involved. And like I said, so far it's been great. Looking forward to tomorrow for sure.
Very good, dude. You can schedule a virtual consultation for them to answer your questions, discuss your goals for as little as $28 a month, dude. At www.leafandbed.com. That's www.leafandbed.com. If you mention the Drippy G podcast when you're asking for services, they'll drop you a 20% discount. Just go ahead and mention the Drippy G podcast. So you can schedule your appointments online or request it by phone. Go to their website right there. I have it currently updated in the chat. I did that while you were talking. I forgot to add their link to the episode, but the link is in the chat. And also after the podcast, I'll go ahead and add their socials to the podcast as well. So you can go ahead and follow them on Facebook or Instagram. Get some beautiful photos over there on Instagram for Leaf in Bed, and follow their Facebook if you have that. And also, again, their website once again has all the information. So thank you guys, and thank you Leaf and Bed for sponsoring today's episode. Drip.
Yeah.
Remakes and ports, dude. Remakes and ports. That's what the story is. You and I, dude, if you remember, about 3 months ago, you and I were talking on this very podcast about how, I think at that point it was like we were kind of speculating the direct and how, it might be a lot of Leafs or a lot of ports and remakes. And guess what? It kind of was. We did get Mario Wonder, but in this direct today, if that was not the full confirmation if that wasn't full confirmation, you should know that it is full confirmation now.
100%.
We are at that point in the life of Nintendo Switch where the directs are only featuring stuff that we either previously knew about or they were ports of an old game, whether it was on the Nintendo Switch system or, like, for example, Tomb Raider, old game that's just getting ported over for, not a Nintendo game, but just for funsies, I guess. And like stuff like the what's that game called?
Thousand Year Door?
Thousand Year Door, where it's an old game on Nintendo. They're just remaking it and putting it on the console.
People are happy about that, though. People are very happy about that one. I know that's one people have been talking about for a long time.
Yes.
Thousand Year Door. Supposedly that's like the Paper Mario game. I haven't played it. I liked, what was the one? Origami King on
That's
the
right.
Switch. Everybody gives me shit for liking that, but I really enjoyed that one. Mm-hmm. So if this one's better, I'm pumped about that. Now, before we jump into the rest of this stuff, I do want to go over just a couple quick things here that we did see. The Princess Peach game, that actually looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now that
it
we've
does.
seen what it is.
Yeah, it does look pretty cool.
My kids are going to absolutely love that. Like, love that game. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon is not called Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon anymore.
No.
Why did they just change it to Luigi's Mansion 2 only?
Luigi's
Mansion 2 HD.
I think I have the answer. It's not really that hard of a thing to conjure up why, but I believe that they renamed it just to keep the
just to keep it
streamlined
with what's already on the
keep
Switch.
It streamlined. Maybe? Yeah, I mean it seems kind of weird, almost like a spin-off maybe. If it's called Dark Moon on the Switch, but then there's also Luigi's Mansion 3. I understand the reasoning. I think they should have called it Luigi's Mansions 2 Dark Moon. Like, I don't understand why they cut off Dark Moon. It could have just been Luigi's Mansions 2 Dark Moon. Like, I don't understand why they did that.
Even weirder, Geeb. It does not come out around Halloween, which we all figured, it's probably going to be an October date. It comes out next summer. Yeah. Potentially after the new thing is announced.
Yeah.
That's weird.
That's a big for me
weird.
Personally. For me, that is a big deal. That's a big negative.
That's crazy.
I was really hoping and looking forward to. I actually, in the back of my mind, that was the game's getting shadow dropped. I'm like, that is the game that will be shadow dropped, and I'm looking forward to picking it up. And not only is it wasn't shadow dropped, and not only was it not even going to be released this year, it's summer of next year. Yeah. That's kind of crazy, dude. That's kind of crazy.
And I mean, okay, let's go with a few more here. Mario vs. Donkey Kong, that's February. So, okay, that's cool. That looks fun. That actually looked like it was going to be a good time. I want to talk about F-Zero 99.
Yeah.
Have you played it? Did you play it?
I did play it.
I did. I did too.
It's kind of crazy. I want you to talk about the game, don't get me wrong, but let me just say this before I forget, because I have a tendency of doing that.
Yeah, you do.
F-Zero 99 it's a lot of fun. I looked forward to it. I had a lot of fun with it on the Switch when it wasn't 99, which is the regular F-Zero game for the SNES. It's a lot of fun. But geez, it's hard, man. Like, I got in the tutorial area, because it takes about 20 minutes to play the game online before you get there, because you got to learn the controls and everything. It's a warranted tutorial. However, when you get to you try 25 cars and then 50 cars and then 100, and then after you beat the 100, then you can go play online. When I got to the 25 cars, I was a little sus. I didn't actually realize there was only going to be 25 cars. I just was kind of trying to blow through the tutorial. I got the 25 cars and I was like, this is a little bit thin. This is weird to me. I thought it was going to be 99, but I was like, this is hard. And then we got to 50 and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. And then there was like twice as many cars. And then at that point, my mind was blown. Because I'm like,
How did you do?
This is 50. This is 50. And
how'd you do? How'd you finish in those?
25, I finished.
You
failed.
In what place?
Oh, I think I got second place with 25.
Okay.
I did good. 50. I failed. I just blew up. I blew up.
See, I didn't. I was
I
fine.
blew up,
All the
and then the
tutorials-
second time, I just didn't place. I didn't place high enough, and I do it again. So I was struggling.
Really?
I was struggling in the tutorial.
Okay. I'm gonna let you finish, but let me tell you my tutorial story too.
Go ahead. Go for it.
I got fourth on the first one with 25, and then won every other one. I was landslide winning in the tutorials.
Not me, dude. Not me.
Then I got into the game when there's real people. I don't know how many. Like, what's your best play? I got 58th one time. That was the best I got.
Oh no, I did. I got 34th, I think.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I didn't finish very high once I got in there with real people. It was there's so much going on, dude.
It's not
if you don't beat people out of the gate when you're first coming out of there, like you're done, man. Like you're done. You better just try to stay away from people and get those little things so you can get up on the road up top. Because holy hell,
those are a little those are a little cheese, dude. Those are a little cheesy. Like if you get enough of those orbs, you just fly to like. Let's say you're hovering around 60, maybe 70. You get enough of those orbs, you're now in 30th, and you can have a chance of winning. So like those things are
well, and
are
I got it
very
twice
helpful.
in one race. Yeah, but then I hit the wall 100 times and got past, and then got in the mix, and then I'm trying to stay away from people, and I'm being. It's wild. I can't wait to play more of that. This is by far my favorite of the 99 games. This is the best one so far. I'm into racing games, but. This is it. That's
not to knock Tetris 99 or Pac-Man 99 because I'm a big fan of Pac-Man.
Mario 35 was good too.
Mario 35 would be my favorite if it was still around. That'd just be total transparency. If that game was still around, I'd still be playing it. I played the crap out of Mario 35, and it was very sad to see it go. But as far as what was left over, Tetris I played on occasion was so much fun. Pac-Man, so much fun. In fact, just as fun as this game. F-Zero 99, but I'll say
one that sticks
F-Zero is way more. F-Zero is more chaotic and has way better replayability because unless you're a big Pac-Man fan or a big Tetris fan, and I love this franchises, but I don't play that long. I play a few rounds and I'm done. I'm satisfied. Yeah. F-Zero's like I'll binge F-Zero for an hour or two.
Yeah,
it's
good.
Just go.
Okay, let me ask you this about the Direct today. Favorite game that they showed?
Ooh.
You know mine. You already know mine.
I gotta think about it. You go ahead and do yours. Let me think about it.
Mine is Trombone Champ.
Oh yeah, I mean
by a mile.
I mean if you
missed playing that, I know you were playing it too.
Yeah.
Oh, it is a toot, is what they say, and they are correct. It's a toot. It is hilarious.
It's a toot.
I've done most of the different controls. I did it handheld like this, and then you can do it with a Joy-Con like that. You can do it with the stick. I have not done the IR sensor yet, but hey, let's give it up. Let's give it up for Trombone Champ for using the IR sensor. I mean, can we seriously give it up for them right now? Who uses the IR sensor, Geeb? Nobody.
Well, funny you say that because this is actually I think it's like the 13th game to use it. And before today, there was only 11, and there's 2 more games to add it on. And it happened today.
Wow.
Really? WarioWare and now Trombone Champ are the only are 2 more games out of like less than 20 games total. So that's kind of fun.
Thousands of games on the Switch. Hey, give it up for it, man. That's awesome. And this game's cool. $15. Listen, $15, that's a deal. And there's some, oh my God, it's got jingle bells. It's got everything. What was yours? What's your favorite game?
So I got to say, honestly, it's silly to say, but I think Trombone Champ might be my favorite. I mean, it's going to be the one I'm going to have the most fun with. Honestly, God. So good. I'm not just saying that as like, that's just, you're just trying to be funny. Listen, I knew about this game months ago. This game came out in Steam. Like, if you were aware on Steam and saw the trailer and everything, it came out months ago. And actually, my sister sent it over to me and told me about it. And I was like, this is really cool. But I'm not going to get on PC. I mean, mouse control will be kind of fun. See, if you don't know Trombone Champ, how it works, basically, you slide. First, if you don't know how it works, just rewind back to the beginning of this podcast, or at the beginning of the stream, and you'll see Drip playing it. But basically, use a Joy-Con, and you go like this with a Joy-Con. It's like motion controls. There's also stick controls. But anyway, it's fun. It's fun. I'll finish my story. I was going to say, back then, I'm like, listen, if this game comes out on Switch, I'll pick it up. Because I want to be able to, I want the most controls. And I know if it's on Switch, it'll be most controls. So I didn't get on PC.
I was scared. I was a little scared earlier. I was like, when I was live earlier, I was like, I'm getting this for sure. As soon as it comes out. Better be today. Let it be today. And they were like, today.
It's 15. It's 15.
Like, how much are they going to charge for this? $15? Easy. I was like, oh, absolutely. Not even thinking about it. Yes.
Yeah. No doubt. There's no doubt pickup. I think you guys should pick it up too.
Yeah, and my kids are going to love that one too. They're gonna eat that one up. That's going to be a funny one to watch them play together.
Yeah. For sure, but I have an audible mention. I was thinking, because last podcast, I think I told you that with the rumors with, what was the game? Mario versus Donkey Kong. Yeah. I was like, I think I played that when I was a kid. I'm pretty sure I had that game as a kid. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. Right above the shelf back here, I have my advanced games. And I was looking through them.
You found it.
I was like, oh, yeah. It's right
So
here.
you did have one of them.
So
Well, there's a lot of different ones.
Yeah,
But
I have original. Well, I mean, one of the original copies. I don't know how many copies there were. But yeah, no, here it is. And here's the funny thing too, as well. My brother found this. He found it in our stuff at home and like handed it to me last time I saw him. He's like, "Hey, I found this. This is not my game. I think it's your game." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I think that is my game." So yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah, it's a great condition too. I can't believe how good a condition it's in. It's very nice, very good. Yeah, so I thought that was fun. I'm like, oh, look at that, some nostalgic memories there. But and to be honest with you, I'm not interested in that game whatsoever. I
Really?
didn't.
I thought it looked cool.
I wasn't that fond of it on the advance.
I've never played any of them. So to me, you know what that reminds me of? Like I've seen them before, but seeing this today and like looking, I was like, this is like a 2D version of Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker.
Yeah,
Little puzzle thing. That's what it's
Yeah.
like. I'm down with it. I loved Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker. Loved it.
Would you pay $50
I liked
for a 2D Captain Toad Treasure Tracker? Because that's what you're gonna have to pay if you want that
It's
game.
how much?
$50.
50?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
That's rough. That's a rough
50? I'm
price.
fine with that.
It's a
not
remake. I'll give it
60.
credit. It's a remake, but come on. Metroid Prime Remastered set the bar for
It did,
old
yeah, you're
IPs
right.
on Nintendo. And not only was it only $40, but it also was Shadow Drop that day. And yeah, just very, very
I feel like that was
disappointing.
more design though. That was like, let's get people to buy this.
Yeah, but that's fair, dude. If you look at other platforms,
I get
the
it.
prices are so out of control on Switch, and it's funny because we don't have $70 games on Switch. We only have 60 for the most part.
Oh, we have one.
Besides Tears of the Kingdom. But like it's funny because it's overall the games are cheaper for the Max is cheaper, but overall the games themselves are way more expensive, especially the same game. I bet you right now Trombone Champ is on sale on Steam for like $5. And I bet you the max price is only $10 on Steam. And it's coming out on Switch for $15. Like there's a Nintendo
Probably.
tax, and it's just kind of silly. Just kind of silly.
It is what it is. It is what it is. You know, I always go back to the if you don't want to pay that, just don't buy it.
I would have lost that bet because Alex already told me that I was wrong. Same price. On Steam,
Same price on
sale.
Steam.
And not on
okay,
sale.
there we go. But there you go. Either way, listen. Either way, that one's cool. I'm with that. We have a lot more important things to talk about this direct today, though. This literally tells us everything we need to know about all the things we've been hearing. I mean, it's not total confirmation, obviously, but I mean,
Yeah.
we are in the end. This is the end. We are in the final months
And in
of the Nintendo
end,
Switch.
The love you take. That's the Beatles.
Yeah. I don't have any like sad music. I have.
We need to
it's like
find. We need some good sad music. We need to
Yeah.
get that.
Yeah, I mean, I have a sad sound, but that's more like a fail.
It's a
sound.
fail.
This is not for that. This is more. We need like a nostalgic sad. Like I'm looking back on the good old days of the Switch.
Yeah.
7 years, man. It'll go 7 years. It's a long time, but I mean, we're at the end. It's very clear.
It'll go more than 7. Once the new console's announced, they're not getting rid of this thing. It'll stay out for a couple more years.
Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, depending on how they do it, yeah. I mean, the biggest question now, I think, honestly, and we'll get into the other stuff we talked about, but the biggest question now, in seeing what we have, and now we're seeing some of these release dates, the biggest question I have is, will this new thing play Switch games?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, is the backwards compatibility is one thing, but is like, am I going to be able to play this Switch game on the new thing? Like when Luigi's Mansion 2 comes out, and this thing is, I don't know, let's just say, I don't have these dates, but let's just make it up and say Luigi's Mansion 2 comes out this month, and the Switch 2 comes out a month later. Like, am I going to be able to get that game on the new thing?
Here's how I think about it in my mind. In my mind, it's going to be the same thing as the original DS to the 2DS, 3DS. It's going to be the same cartridge, but there's going to be some notches involved. And when you go to stick the old cartridge, the Switch cartridge, in the Switch 2, it'll work. But if you try to stick a Switch 2 cartridge in an original Switch, there'll be a plastic notch that will stop you from putting it in.
I mean, they've already
And
said
even
that
if you
whatever
were to mod the case to be able to stick it in there, we'd get rid of that notch. People have done that with the old games, 3DS stuff. It just, you can stick it in, then it tells you that there's an error and it won't read.
It just doesn't work.
It just doesn't work. So
okay, well, I mean, you're probably right. I mean, we do know this. We do know that whatever they are using, it can be the same shape. Whatever's going to be inside that cartridge will be different. So as long as it can read, I guess. I don't know. Those are the kind of the questions that I had just coming out of this and seeing some of the dates of these games. Like,
we're getting late to the year next year with the Switch games.
Yeah, it's weird because now we're hearing all this stuff. Nate the Hate. I mean, I don't know the guy, but I feel like when he says things, usually it's like, okay, if he's saying this, there's some truth behind it. And that March thing he's hearing, he couldn't confirm whether it was a release window, the March release window, or like an announcement. But I feel like with what we got here, that's probably when they're going to announce it. It's the end of the fiscal year. That makes sense. Like, why not? Then. You know what I mean?
So I disagree, Drip. I think that March window, if it's true, even if it's not true, but if it's true, March is when just they kind of acknowledge a new system and even probably give us a name. And they say it's in the works. To me, that's what March is. And they say it's coming very soon, but they won't give us a date. And I think summertime is when we get a date, and it's going to be for the holiday of 2024.
I think that's way too long. I think that is way too long for them to just sit around and be like, okay, don't buy Switches for this long because this thing's coming out. I don't think they're going to do that.
No, well, again, we disagree because I don't think that they're going to do that either. I think Switch is going to have another Direct in February, is my guess.
With what?
More games. Dude, the same. Listen, all today was remakes and ports of all first-party stuff.
So we're just going to get a whole other Direct in February of remakes and ports?
Today was also previous announced stuff. So there is stuff from this Direct that was, quote-unquote, will be previously announced in February that will get more information in February, and we'll get a couple more remakes and ports.
Yeah,
and maybe even another. I'm just throwing spitballs here. We could even get another console in NSO, and that makes sense for this reason, Drip, because the Switch 2 is probably going to have the same system. Like I bet you the Nintendo Switch Online.
They already said that.
Will just
said that our.
So I bet you we get GameCube.
GameCube
is what we're getting in like February. And we'll get a couple other remakes and ports, and there's a Direct. And there's a Direct.
Totally disagree
Throw
with you.
Some indie stuff in there.
Here's how I feel about this. I feel like at this point, the Switch is being, it passed out. It's being drugged behind the wagon right now. It's still here with us, but it's holding on by a thread. Like, we are getting to the point now where it's like, okay, last year would have been great. This year would have been, it probably needed. Next year, we're starting to get to the point now where it's like, okay, now you're not even giving us really new games. Like, it's fine. Yeah. We got our holiday game. We got our Mario Wonder, which is great. But that's it. That's it. I don't know. For the way I feel about it is that waiting all the way till next holiday at this point, if we do this again, then what? Then we do another Direct where it's like, okay, June, E3 time. We do another Direct, and they're like, okay, here's the thing. But then, again, nobody's going to be buying the Switch because they're going to be like, I'm waiting till holiday to buy that. So they're going to have this giant gap where they're putting out remakes and ports, and nobody wants to buy a Switch because they know a new thing's coming.
Yeah.
I just feel like if they're going to do it, they've got to have that window like they did with the Switch. It was perfect. It was, what was it? October is when they showed it. They did a big blowout in January, and that thing was out in March. That lead up, man, that was like, it was perfect, especially for what they were trying to accomplish. And they needed out. They needed out of the Wii U era bad. But, I mean, it worked great. It was a nice, short lead up, and I don't know. I don't see them straying from that too far because it worked. We know what happens when Nintendo starts trying to do other shit that they don't know if it's going to work or not. The Wii U.
I think there's a real possibility, Drip. There's a real possibility that we get some heavy hitters next year. Like, I don't know about the February Direct, maybe. Here's kind of how I think about it. They can still announce Mario Kart 9. They can announce Metroid Prime 4, and we can have an insane February Direct, or even maybe the Direct after that, the Summer Direct. We can have an insane Direct. And not only is that going to distract people from the fact that Switch is leaving, but they announce these games either with or after the previous announcement of this next system coming out. So what they're saying is Metroid Prime 4 is going to be on the old Switch. Mario Kart 9, we're announcing it now too, next in 2024, maybe early, is going to be on the old Switch. But it's a double release, so you can get it on Switch now. And if you don't plan on upgrading, here you go. Here's your new 2 games. But if you plan on upgrading, you might as well just wait a little bit longer and wait for our new console where you get that. In the meantime, if you want to buy new games on the Switch that you currently have, we have these remakes and ports that are slow dripping over time.
See, I don't know about that, man.
I
feel
don't.
like people
it's
are going to
not
look at
great.
that and be like, "Why would I buy this now? Why would I buy this now when I know I'm going to buy it later?"
Because
you're holding it.
Because your library is going to switch over. No pun intended. It's your library.
But we don't know that.
I think I know.
Switch
I think
games
I know
will work on the Switch too, the way that you're saying. Like,
I think they will.
Here's my worry, and I don't know because I don't know how they're going to handle this. But if you buy a cartridge that is a Switch version, does that just automatically upgrade to the Switch 2 version? Because that sucks if it doesn't.
Well, we Drip, if you
then
don't,
you're buying it again.
By the way, Drip, we have that problem in other consoles in the past generation: PS4, PS5, Xbox One to Xbox
not
Series.
Really, because a lot of them give you free They give you the free upgrades. I don't think Nintendo will do that though.
I'm not saying they will do that, but you're acting like you have no idea what they possibly could do. We know what they possibly could do.
I'm aware that it's possible to do. My question is if Nintendo will do that, because I think the answer to that is no.
Okay, so either they're going to do a free update, and it's going to be free, which is unlikely. I think we both agree on that.
I don't think so.
Or they could just do an upcharge fee, and that's something they can do. Here, $10. Give us 10 more bucks. We can upgrade this. You get the upgraded graphics.
I guess so.
And if you don't upgrade, it doesn't work. Because most games are just going to run the same they did on the Switch. I think what you think is because the next system is going to have more power, that every game you stick in it from the old Switch is going to be better. That's not necessarily the case.
No, I don't think that.
That's not necessarily the case. Only certain games like the Tears of the Kingdom, maybe Pokemon, a few other big heavy hitters will
even happens.
Even some of those.
Here's what I'm saying. Here's my worry. My worry is they don't even give you anything like that. They're just like, oh no, here's the Switch version. It's $60. Here's the Switch 2 version. You can buy that too. It's $60.
It'll be $70, no doubt.
Okay, whatever it costs. That's my worry. That we just get, sorry, we're Nintendo and this is how we do things. Here's your $60 Switch game. And then, oh no, you want that one here? It's $60. You can buy it. It's right there.
That's very fair.
That's what worries me.
That's very fair. I didn't really consider that too hard. That's stupidity, and like Nintendo has a tendency of being being stupid.
Exactly.
So I mean, it's possible that that could happen. I don't think that they'd be that stupid because they're gonna make a hell of a lot more money if they give you an upgrade fee over if they cannot expect half of their base to go, yeah, I'll buy it twice.
You're talking about the company that literally put their entire library from the previous system on the next one and then charged more for those games in most cases.
Don't we agree that was a very different situation?
Yes. Well, there wasn't really much of a choice. They went from disc to cartridge, so it's not like you could just make it backwards compatible.
It's not like those games sold in the first place.
But
they didn't even sell.
They still did it, and they
charged them
more
again because the people who bought them previously were less than 1 million each. Well, how many games got over 1 million? Not many. So and even still, just a few million is not enough to be like, yeah.
Okay, but we're charging them again. You still got a company sitting here selling ports for $60 full price, and half of these games were $50 on the Wii U.
Yeah.
I'm saying I would not put it past them to be like, yeah, here's your Switch version, here's your Switch 2 version. So that's what worries me about what you're saying about knowing that it's coming later, because you would literally have to, if that is the situation, which let's be real here, I don't think they're that stupid, but we've seen them do some really, really shitty things, and I would hate to see that happen.
I got a comment I'm throwing up on the screen here, Megaboyd. good friend of ours, mod of the channel, probably the only active
Mega mod.
really. Mega mod.
Mega mod.
People have bought Mario and Zelda games like 5 times, which he is completely.
I am
it was just completely accurate.
guilty of that.
We're both very guilty of that. But here's the thing, Drip, and Mega, since you brought the point up, that my point is that that's not majority of people. Like certainly, out of the hundreds of millions of people who buy Nintendo games, yeah, sure. I lost my train of thought. Sorry. Yeah, sure. Some of them buy multiple copies of the game when it gets re-released, or I bought Animal Crossing digitally and physically. There's an example right there. Even the same generation, I bought the same game twice. So it's not. I get it. There's lots of people who do that. But the vast majority of their base is not out here doing that. Vast majority goes out, gets a Switch Lite, gets a copy of Animal Crossing, a copy of Mario Kart, and posts cozy pictures on the internet and has an Instagram following. That was just a joke. Not attacking anybody. I know there's people out there who do that. but you know what I mean. But you know what I mean though. Like it's
no. And I think you're right. I think you are right about that. Most people don't do that, and I think that's exactly why they stopped doing the virtual console, because they were like, yeah, some people do this. Lots of people rebuy these games, but if we just force it into the online, then everybody's going to get them. Then it's like, oh no, the games are there. You need to get the online. You have to get the service.
I bet you Nintendo has a vesting interest from brain people over there at Nintendo. I bet you there's a vesting interest to get more people on their Nintendo Switch Online. And I bet you there's so many meetings day after day of how to get more people on Nintendo Switch Online.
Yeah.
And I bet you in the conversations, because I bet you these decisions, I keep saying I bet, sorry. It's probable that they haven't even made these decisions yet. They're still working on them. And one of the possibilities could be this. Include it in the Nintendo Switch Online for the Switch 2. Game upgrades. We offer a $60 game. It's a Switch game. You can buy that version. Or a $70 Switch 2 game. You can also buy that. You have to, if you want both, you got to buy them both for that much money. However, if you're a Switch Online member,
you
have a free You have a free, not free. It's included in your
upgrade. Yeah,
a free upgrade within your Switch Online.
Included.
And they're gonna raise the. Don't mark my words. They will raise the price.
Raise the price. Yeah.
On the original.
Okay, actually, honestly. You remember earlier when I said sometimes you have great ideas and sometimes you have terrible ideas? It's never in between. If you worked at Nintendo, I guarantee they would at least bring that to the table. The team would say, "What about this?" Because it's a win-win. If they make it externally, like if you're not in the club, in the online club, if they make it like, here's your 60 for the Switch, here's your 60, 70 for the Switch 2, or everything, or we could just upgrade all those for you, free of charge, just be on the online.
Yeah, and they raised it from, the base will be from, what's the base right now, 10 a year, 20 a year, 25 a year, something like that, I can't remember, because I have the family plan with my brother, but they'll raise the base like 250%, because I know it's cheap right now. That base is going to go up from like $10 or $25, I can't remember. It'll be like $50 a year for a single person base plan. The family plan will be like a couple hundred maybe. Something in that ballpark. I don't know. Maybe a little bit less. I'm not sure. I don't know.
I'm not going to make any comments on that. I need to look at it. The
point I'm trying to make is not the price exactly, but they're going to raise the prices by a significant margin to at least kind of be on par with what Xbox and PlayStation do, because their stuff is way more expensive than the Switch.
Yeah, I still get comments. You know that video I made forever ago about if the Nintendo Switch Online is worth it? I still get people in the comments like, "No, it's too expensive." I'm like, how? What?
I don't get that comment. It's pretty silly. If you can't,
dude,
I'm as poor as the next guy. Look at my bank account, guys. I got nothing in there. But listen, if you can't afford that much, you probably shouldn't have a Switch to begin with, because you can't afford that either.
I don't know. Either way, and this is something else we haven't even talked about. I wanted to discuss tonight because we didn't get to talk about it last week. But like all this stuff that's been going on. Well, was it at Gamescom?
Yeah.
And Tokyo Game Show's happening now or tomorrow. I don't know when it starts, but they're showing, I don't know if it's Nintendo themselves or if it's NVIDIA or how this is working, but they're showing what the Switch 2 is capable of behind closed doors. And people are talking about it. This thing, it's so funny because a month ago, you and I both were sitting here like, obviously it's not going to be as powerful as a PS5. That's very obvious. Like, let's all be cool. Let's all be cool about that. Like PS4, okay, maybe. And we both at one point were like, well, maybe not. Mobile technology, this and that. I think you were on that bandwagon a little bit more than I was. I was like, no, it can happen. It can happen. Price was the issue there.
Yeah.
Now we're hearing this thing is on par, playing things just like or better than the PlayStation 5 did. The Matrix demo, the Unreal Engine 5 demo, they're saying it's running on this new Switch hardware or equivalent to Switch hardware with not only exactly how it was, but with better ray tracing, like better overall performance, and it's doing it all through DLSS, just like we've been talking about for years. So my guess is NVIDIA has made something specifically for the Switch. Like whatever's in there is hot rodded for the Nintendo Switch 2. It is, because the Tegra X1 was not meant for that. We know that.
No.
I want your opinion on this because we haven't really talked about this all that much. How do you feel about the fact that the Switch 2 we might get is actually going to be on par with the current gen PlayStation and Xbox?
Honestly, dude, here's what I think about it. I think it's all marketing, and not that it's not marketing yet. It will be the marketing because obviously it's not announced yet. But and the people who are saying that are saying that because they potentially, if the leaks are true, they saw Breath of the Wild running 4K 60, and in the room, I'm sure in the room they were being told that it's equivalent to PS5 and Xbox. So like that. So I understand. It's not like that. I think they're lying.
Oh, the Matrix thing is where I'm at. Like,
it's not that I think they're lying, but that's what they're being told. That's what they're seeing. So it's reasonable to think that it's very possible. And of course, it gets more clicks if they say it's like PS5. So of course, it makes a lot of sense why those leaks and rumors are saying that. But here's what I think in reality when it comes out, what's going to be. What's going to be is probably hardware that runs similar to, like from the surface level, like look at the hardware, is probably something no more powerful than an Xbox 360. Something like that. Maybe
I think you're wrong, dude. I don't think an
can I
Xbox
finish
360
my goddamn sentence, Drip? It's something. It's something similar to that, but more powerful. Just because it's modern, updated stuff. But not. It's not PS4 level quite. It's somewhere close by. It's a close cousin, if you will. But the real kicker is how DLSS software will be utilized and integrated in the Switch.
I'm back with you.
It's not necessarily like. And some games can take advantage of it that heavily where it's like a PS5 game. But for the most part, we're talking PS4. I think we were right to begin with it before, Drip. I think we were right before.
The DLSS is what's going to make the difference.
Yeah,
that's what's going to let them take this to the next level.
And you guys taught me that that's hardware, and I learned that the DLSS is actually hardware, not a software emulation like I thought.
It requires a certain hardware. It is actually software, but it
requires hardware
to make it work.
It's not like you can't just push a software upgrade to get DLSS. Like,
no, there has to be something specific that the Switch doesn't have.
And I did learn that, so I know that you can't just do that. But it's going to be mostly helped by the software upgrade with the integrated chip from NVIDIA and the integrated DLSS chip that'll be in this thing.
Yeah,
that's the real power involved here. We're not going to I
thought you were going to send me off the ledge.
If a PS5 in your hand, if you had a PS5 in your hand, you'd be melting your fucking fingers off. Your hands would get blisters. It's not reality PS5 graphics. It's kind of simulated.
But it doesn't matter.
PS5
that's the
graphics.
Thing.
And
it doesn't matter if it's actually.
No, it doesn't.
All that matters is what comes from that screen to my eyes. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
How they get there, I could not give less of a fuck how they get there. Don't care. What's cool is, the coolest part about this is that they found a way. Like potentially, we don't know for sure. I keep talking about it like it's a for sure thing. But they have potentially found a way. They've made their own cheat code to not only keep doing, this is the cool part about it. This is what's so cool about that thing. They found a way to keep doing what Nintendo does, right?
Yeah.
Keep doing these innovative things, but with this technology and the way that they're going to use it, they found the loophole to give us what we need to be on par, graphically at least, with everybody else. And, Nintendo has said they don't care. And it wasn't a big thing to them. But I think now, at this point, you kind of have to be in that race a little bit, even if you're not all the way, like be the best. You got to be there just so people want to put their games on your system. It doesn't matter how much it sells.
Yeah, and let me add to your point there. And again, I understand that the iPhone is not the same thing as in the Switch because the iPhone costs 4 times as much, okay?
Yeah.
So, but some people might not understand that out there, and they're like, come on, man, the iPhone can do it. The iPhone is 4 times as much money, okay? Stop you right there. But I'll say this. Does look bad for Nintendo when the newest phones can do ray tracing and run laps around your physical dedicated gaming console. It does look bad. So you really need really need to get back in the market. And this will get them back in the market.
I think they're going to do it. I mean, it has me really excited. Like, I'm trying not to get like crazy excited about it, but just these things that we're hearing, and that's the thing. Remember when I mentioned that a couple weeks ago? I was like, these conventions, these gaming things where people are getting together, like this is where we're going to start seeing all this stuff come out. And it seems like every one of these would get something new. Like, I guarantee next week after Tokyo Game Show, we're going to have more information. And then after the next one, I don't know when it is, but I guarantee there'll be more stuff after that one. Like, we're here, man. We're here. And that's what makes me think, too, the fact that they're showing this thing now, we're September, going into October, I don't think they're going to start showing this thing and showing what it can do if they don't plan on showing the world relatively soon. Can you agree with me there?
I agree with you, man. I feel like that's a great place to wrap with that sentence you just had.
Okay.
That's a beautiful spot. If you're hanging out in the chat, don't worry. We're hanging around. We're going to talk to you guys, play some lo-fi tunes, probably play. We're going to play some F-Zero. At least I'm going to play some F-Zero and drip.
I'm going to watch and talk.
You guys make sure drip. You can pressure drip to play, but I'm going to play some F-Zero 99. Show you guys off if you haven't seen the game yet. But that's what we'll do in the after show. If you guys hang around for that, it'll be fun. Those of you on the audio side of things, we are finished up here. This was a fun week. Thank you guys for tuning into yesterday's episode and today's episode. Looking forward to more episodes next week, most likely on Thursday, as always it is. But Drip, thank you so much for hanging out, man. And everybody else in the chat, stick around. Those of you on the audio side of things, we're going to see you guys next week.
See ya.